Yes, you guys, how are all of you doing today? I'm Nini FC, this is Blue Lions TV, and welcome to the Chelsea vs Liverpool live stream show. And for today's show is basically going to be like a soft relaunch. I wanted to get back into the rhythm of doing streams again. I got a lot of plans for live streams for this season. I think you guys might get a bit excited. But of course, you guys, we're here to talk about all things Chelsea versus Liverpool. Before I do that though, quickly, today's video is brought to you by the One Football app. If you guys want to download the Football app right now, you'll be able to interact with the content made available on the app, and you know, it's good fun. It's like a good way to get info that you need quickly. It's convenient. So if you guys want to help yourselves, you'll find it in the link below. Without wasting no more time, let's get straight into things. Looking at the lineup, this lineup was very interesting. Now, I think I rate Frank Lampard. It seems like maybe they might have been bluffing about how maybe Kante and Mount might not be fit enough for the game. But obviously, both these players are playing 4-3-3 setup, going for the same tactical approach, I guess. You know, the same one we used against Liverpool in the Super Cup game. Hey, we performed that night. We performed amazingly well, and we can bring that same intensity today. You know, guys like Mount and Abraham have settled in even more into the Premier League. Tomori's being on form. That's a pretty interesting one. Me personally, I would have gone for Kurt Zuma. I just think that aerially, he's going to help us out a lot, especially from set pieces with Van Dijk and stuff. Tomori's a great player, and I guess he has been performing in training. And, you know, Frank Lampard's going to stick to his word. Christensen, I think he's been quietly brilliant. I've been rating his performances so much this season. The way he reads the game, he's a real top-class defender, Christensen. So I understand why Lampard is consistently using him. Thank God Emerson's back. Emerson providing that pace that we need, that attacking threat we need. And we're going to need that combinational play between him and Mason Mount down the left-hand side. So that's going to be good to see. And yeah, I'm happy that we're going to be matching Liverpool in midfield. The approach we used in the last game, you know, that mid-block setup, midfielders, you know, close to each other, you know, aggressive pressing with the ball. We can do that. And as I've kept saying, the minute Kante is fit and available, then we'll start to see different formations used. I think the back three is only going to be used when Kante isn't going to be in midfield, because, you know, you need that guy there who's going to like cover the spaces and, you know, sense the danger as well. Because that's one thing that Kova and Jorginho just can't do. But yeah, of course, it's interesting. Let me see what you guys are saying on the chat. Oh, this is kind of awkward. This should be working. Give me a second, you guys. Let me figure out what the hell is happening with this. But anyway, just, you know, getting back into things. And yeah, let's read it from here. I knew Lamps was playing a mind game with Kante. Yeah, exactly. Feel sorry for Pulisic. I mean, can we really feel sorry for him? Mason Mount is deserving to be in the first team right now. And I think the same has to be said for Willian. Now, I know we all have our personal grievances with the player, but if he does perform, then we should have no issue with the player at all. And Willian's been providing that, you know, defensive, you know, know-how down the right-hand side that you don't get from Pulisic. You know, Pulisic doesn't help out Aspie enough, and it's why he's become so susceptible to getting them, you know, to getting overloaded down his flank. Willian's been keeping the ball very well. That's one thing that Pulisic hasn't been doing. And as I said, you know, Pulisic needs to adapt to the league. It doesn't mean he's not good enough. He needs time to understand, you know, how to use his body, how to move the ball quickly, etc., etc. Once he gets accustomed to that, then we'll see what he can do. But for me, right now, Willian is deserving to be in the first team. But let's see what you guys are saying. Okay, Walter King. I said it yesterday that Kante would start. Yeah, you called it, man. Case and TV, Nini. How much is your microphone? I got the Blue Yeti, so I think it's like a bill, something like that. Riley, can I keep the chat updated because I'm watching the game? Yeah. What else is there? Philip, Pulisic, what's going on with our new signing? I think Pulisic can still have an impact from the bench, you know. Hopefully he does. I think as the game goes on, if we're still in the game, he'll be a nice attacking option to have. So Pulisic just needs time. I mean, he's 20 years old, so I think that's what it is, really, to be honest, you guys. Continuing on. Yako, oh, we missed that one. Stealthy. Do you think playing Kante is risky? And could you please do a career mode? You know what? I was thinking about career mode and stuff, but nah, it's not really my thing. And with Kante, I mean, maybe Frank's been bluffing all along. Maybe Kante has been available. Obviously, that's going to affect how Liverpool approach the game. You know, if they're thinking there's going to be Kante and they think we're going to play with two midfields, they're going to set their team out in a way to deal with that type of threat. So, let's see what happens. I guess we'll get the final answers once the game's fully over, and once it is, then we'll know whether Frank was bluffing or not. But it's really annoying that I can't get this thing working. Very annoying. Let me read some more questions. Leon, Nini, what's your score prediction? I've gone for a 2-2. I think 2-2 would be a fair result. I think, depending on what the scoreline is in the game. Like I was thinking, after the Valencia game, I know why Frank wanted to win it. It's his first home game, of course. The storyline would be great. But it's also the Champions League, and that game looked like it was going to be 0-0. It didn't look like it was going to be, 1-1 or whatever. And maybe we should have played it safe and looked to play for the point. If the game develops in a similar manner like that, I think maybe taking a point would be safer than risking it. So and I think with how the team's going to do this season, we're not going to win the league. But, good morale wins like this is going to help these guys in the future. So that's how I see it, to be honest. But other questions coming in. Nina, you're laughing at United. I predicted that West Ham were gonna beat them today. I was thinking United against any decent team with a bit of quality, they're definitely gonna get found out. When I'm seeing McTominay doing the team talks on the pitch, I'm thinking, wow, how United have fallen. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how United have fallen. So I'm not surprised. I think get the result against West Ham. It is what it is. Mount is better than Pulisic. I'd probably say so myself. Sterney, we are short as hell. We need to avoid corners. That's what I'm saying. So I'm surprised that Kurt Zuma didn't play in this game. I've liked how him and Christensen play. Yeah, I'm not too sure, to be honest. Green for Griot. Klopp was watching the Chelsea players warm up. Yeah, of course. Wants to figure out what the hell is happening. He's seeing Kante. He's like, Kante? I didn't think this guy was going to be here. Okay, Romario. After Man United lost today, I am feeling we are going to do the same. Come on, man. Keep the faith. Keep the faith. You can't be saying that. Mehul, let's go, lads. No Pulisic, though. Yeah, I'm surprised why everyone's crying about Pulisic, not going to lie. Listen, I like Pulisic. I think he's a good player, but he needs to maybe adapt a bit more. He's maybe struggled a bit. And I don't know, is someone like Willian going to finish the game? I don't think so. I wouldn't be surprised if Pulisic came on as the game developed. So, Stefan, Nini, please tell me how I can watch the football on my OneFootball app. Oh no, sorry man, you can't watch any football on the OneFootball app. I haven't even marketed I haven't even said anything close to that. But yeah, you have to find a stream, man. Find a stream is not too hard. Let's Google it. Okay, Sideshow. Willian has no end product. I know, of course, I understand. But we have to admit his form recently has been good. He has shown end product. I mean, his performance against Valencia was one of the best Willian performances I've seen for a very long time. He was by far our best player, provided the threat. And I liked how he's been working alongside Mount and Tammy. So I think maybe my only thing with Willian is that I don't think he looks for Tammy enough. I think, if Willian has an opportunity to take a shot for himself, he's always going to do that. And it's like if he, I wouldn't say keeps his composure, but if he wasn't so selfish, he'd see that Tammy Abraham's found himself in a great position. And, in a few games now I've noticed that. So that would be my only gripe with Willian. But other than that, I mean, he's helped with the build-up. He's helped with playing between the lines in particular. Willian's very good at those 1-2 interplay passes. And that's what's gone well with Mount and Tammy Abraham. So I think right now, I don't see why there needs to be any Willian slander until he performs badly. Okay. Oh, Nini, do you think we need to have more creative chants? I've been saying that for a long time, of course. Okay, let's see. Brandon, I feel that we are going to see history today. Cover is gonna score. Wow. So I'm assuming that you put money on that bet. It's very optimistic. I'll give you that. But honestly, if it ends up happening like that, then congrats to you, man. First super chat of the day. Thank you, Antonio. William on the left. Salah doesn't track back. Exactly. And I think obviously stopping Liverpool where Mane and Robertson play is the most important side, because that's the side that really stretches the game. Mane and Robertson, their interplay is so good. It's one of the best in the world, in my opinion. So it's no surprise why, for example, Napoli, when Napoli beat them, they used a 4-4-2, but it was interesting because they had their right fullback dropping deeper alongside the two central defenders. Callejon kind of like dropped deeper in like a wing back role, and they tied into like a 3-4-3 team. And obviously they did that on the right hand side so they could double up on Robertson and Mane, and obviously that's what really stopped Liverpool from being able to get that dominance on the flanks and get these guys running in behind constantly. So it seemed to work pretty effectively. So it was definitely interesting to see that. So yeah, Liverpool can be good at. I think we saw in the first game in the Super Cup, if you make your runs in behind, exploit the frailties in their defensive line, because I've thought that Liverpool haven't been punished enough this season for how poor their defensive line has been at times. How many times have you seen runs in behind and teams not profiting from that? So they have been really lucky so far. And with someone like a Tammy Abraham on form, Tammy's hungry to score today. He is. I thought his cameo against Liverpool in the Super Cup was great. Ran in behind, he stretched him, and Van Dijk couldn't, running for him and all that type of stuff. And yeah. I think with him and his current form, if we can find the right service, that's how confident I am with Tammy right now. As long as we provide him the right service, I'm confident that he'll find the back of the net. So it's going to come down to how consistently we find him, and that's a different story for a different day. Another super chat. Thank you, Sahil. How will Abraham fare against Van Dijk? Well, falls in nicely with what I was talking about. Obviously, when he was a substitute in the Super Cup game, we saw how he was stretching Liverpool's defence. He was making diagonal runs to try and draw the centre-backs wide and, create all them spaces in the middle. And there was a few times where, that incident where, he got in front of Van Dijk and he just wasn't strong enough to hold off Van Dijk to really connect with his shot properly. But he was constantly doing that. And let's not forget, he won the penalty in a very similar manner. If it wasn't for his cameo, if it wasn't for him getting that penalty, we wouldn't have seen that amazing Jorginho moment where his eyes just went so intense. And, we wouldn't have got back in the game. So, his cameo was very good. And Liverpool are going to know what they're up against today when they're playing against Tammy Abraham. So, yeah, it's going to be a good game. And it's going to be great to see these guys. But this thing is not going to work. More questions. Dysfunction. I just realised we're one of the worst in the league at defending set pieces, and Liverpool are the best at scoring set pieces. Exactly. So it is surprising why Kurt Zouma isn't playing, because I don't know. I'd expect him to play for his height, his aerial dominance. Me personally, Van Dijk and Zouma are the two best aerial defenders in the league. Yeah, I guess Frank's just been impressed with Tomori, but. Even though, listen, I've been impressed with Tomori. I've liked him a lot. He's been great. My small gripe, my only small gripe, is that sometimes when he is like put under pressure, he does lose the ball really easily. Like he'll just hit it somewhere or do a hope and pray pass, and it's like you're hoping for a bit more composure. And to be honest, I haven't really seen that from Kurt Zouma in those similar incidences. But regardless, Tomori with the goal and some great. Performances as well. He's having his moment right now, and it's great to see. But continuing on, Habani Kante, is he gonna play? You can see him in the lineup, bro. Sacre Bleu, do you think we need a Fabinho at DM? I think there's rumours of obviously Juventus potentially being interested in a Jorginho. And with someone like a Jorginho, you have to understand he's a very niche player. If you're playing a specific type of football, that's where he really has his best use. But I've never really thought that he'd be here forever. I don't see him staying with us forever. I think that maybe this summer, if good offers came in, if Juventus were like, sorry, Sorry says I need Jorginho as regista. Pjanic isn't what I need. Defensively he's just not good enough, and Jorginho is what I need at the back. And if Juventus coming with a massive offer, would I be surprised if I don't know because I know Jorginho would feel the type of way because he has that Napoli connection, and he kind of had like a little slight dig at Sarri too for going. So it would be kind of mad if he decided to go, but you have to be professional. If that's the best club available to you, it is what it is. Anyway, we move. Wade, should we worry about Pulisic right now? 3 games no start. No, I don't think we should be worried. He's young. If we had a full strength team, I think he'd be getting the same amount of game time. I wasn't expecting him to be a first team player immediately. I think circumstances he's had to be used, but I think that he needs like a settling in period. I keep stressing this, and I know that Pulisic has been around for a while, but he still is only 20 years old. The Premier League is, the intensity in the league, is completely different to a lot of other leagues, and he has to just learn how to deal with it. Let me see what else. Vlad, would you play Mason Mount in a 3-man midfield and move up Pulisic to left flank? I think Frank wants him closer to the striker for now, for his pressing ability, and that's one thing that Mason Mount has been top class at this season, pressing on the front foot, helping us in the first phase of our pressing game. And this is why we've been able to, win possession back in the opposition half and kickstart counter-attacks. We saw it against Wolves. And it was no surprise that Mason Mount, created a goal in a very similar, I think in the exact similar manner I'm talking about. So this is the benefit you get from Mason Mount playing further up. In midfield, it's not the same, So, I think Frank's doing the right thing. And I'm going to do a video next week where I want to talk about how I see the team evolving as the season develops and as the season goes on. I think you guys might enjoy it. Obviously, I need to get my hair cut first. I've got that booked in tomorrow. I'm just looking so bummy right now. It's actually, I don't know why I'm even live streaming, but I thought let me just do something different today. But let me see. Other questions, because I'm going to go in the next 2 minutes. Okay, predictions, Nini. My prediction for this game, I've gone for 2-2. I think that would be a fair result. Liverpool are really strong. And I think, the quality of attacking players they have, they're much better at taking their opportunities than us. I think we're still a quite young team. We're still quite a young team. So, they need more experience playing in the Premier League first so they can, build that confidence up. But, as we've seen with, for example, Mane, his goals against Newcastle. That equaliser Mane scored, top class goal. He made it look so effortless, but that wasn't an easy goal to score. And I'm thinking, do we have players that in moments like that could replicate that right now? I'm not too sure. So I think if it's 2-2, it seems pretty fair to me. Tobsters, Nini, do you see that HudsonOdoi scored in the dev squad? Yeah, of course. And, I like the goal he scored because it was a brave one. He's been recovering from an injury. He's sliding in. If he makes contact with the keeper or something, maybe he possibly gets a collision. And let's say that collision hurts him. So it was a brave goal to score. It was a good goal, in my opinion. And that type of movement in behind, those runs in behind, is what we're missing in the team. And when HudsonOdoi comes on and he's doing that, I'm expecting that Callum will get a few goals this season. I would not be surprised if he gets more than 10 goals. I really wouldn't be surprised. And if you think, wow, an 18-year-old getting to double digits in goals, when do you really see that? Especially in the Premier League. So if he does that, that tells me that this guy's on the right course to just be some ridiculously good player. But I'll answer the final question. Mo, now that you mentioned, the hairline, allow the hairline, man. Mehul, Nini, how strong do you think we will be after our players are 100% fit? You'll have to tune in for the video, man. I'm telling you, I've got it all covered. I'm going to explain using tactics and everything. And thank you, Antonio, for the super chat, man. Appreciate that. Better player, Mane or Salah? I think Mane. And personally, I think Mane is a better player as well. I remember seeing this guy playing for Southampton. I was like, wow, this guy, why isn't he not getting spoken about more? He is so effective in the final third. He can play in between the lines and the half space. He can play all across the front three. He gets goals, and I'm just thinking, what a player this guy is. And just seeing how he plays, he makes it look so effortless, so intelligent. You know, movement, his finishing, great players. And I don't know. I think maybe I'd probably say Mane. I think Salah is great, but I think maybe, let's say Salah needs 2 shots to get a goal. I think Mane can score with 1. I think Salah is quite selfish, so that's why, he scores most of the goals he does. I think Mane plays more for the team, and I think that's why he's such a great player. For me, I think Mane's a better player. And you guys, on that note, I'm going to keep it moving and get ready to watch this game right now. For the next game, I'm planning to do a watch along. So that's what I'm looking to do for the next game. For the next Premier League game, not the game happening midweek against Grimsby. So you guys will see me again for that soon. And I expect another Q&A live stream once I get this hairline sorted out. So I need to keep it moving, you guys. Thank you for watching. I'm Nini FC. This is Blue Lions TV. In a bit, you guys.